Yo, yo, yo.
What
What
up,
up, Drex?
Always can count on you being here, showing love. How I'm sounding, man? What the audio sound like?
Mic a little closer.
What the audio sound like, bro? Let me know. Got a pretty good show lined up tonight on my Dola. Episode 31. You see it there. Shout out to you, Drex. Cheers, my brother. Give everybody a couple more minutes to get in here. Do hear a little bit of echo. So let me turn this down. Yeah, Drex, let me know how I sound, man. You know I'm good for an echo. Episode 31. We got a pretty good show lined up. You know me, I keep it light. AC is missing in action. Hopefully he show up for this matchup. You know how that go. It can be get a little spooky when you gotta play the godson. But we're gonna rock out. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Frost, what's good, my guy? Welcome to the chat, man. Yo, we got a pretty good one lined up, man. We're gonna talk a little bit about NBA. We're gonna get into our leather helmets bag, of course, our MLB bag. Got a lot of bags, man. We're gonna get into this big fight tomorrow night. I don't know if any boxing fans out there, man, but it's a big fight going down tomorrow that I'm super excited about. We're gonna get into that a little bit. Hawks and Celtics balling right now. I think the Celtics probably go ahead and sweep in that game, in that series. Sorry, but that game is going on now. And if you're not tuned in, later on you got Cleveland, New York, and then Denver, Minnesota. Denver should go ahead and finish them off in 4 as well. But you know, a couple things we can talk about tonight, man. I guess we'll get this thing started. And of course, I don't have my counterparts here with me, but of course, we're gonna clap it up for the Bean team. Kings, 17-year playoff drought, jumped up 2-0 on those Golden State Warriors. Warriors did win last night, but we played terrible and still had opportunities to win that game last night. So I'm confident that we can win this series. I said we was going to win the series in 6 before it started. I think we can get it done in 5. This next game is big. I think we can come out there and steal a victory in Golden State and then wrap it up in 5 games. What's good, Quasi? Don't start. Do not start. Here you go. Already. I tried to stop him before he got into it. But there you go. Coming off a little big win. You know what I mean? Drex sold out. I call collusion, man. Where the sanction guys at? Frost, Smitty. I need sanctions. I need sanctions, man. The Lakers series, man. I feel like with them not having, with Memphis not having Ja, Lakers should have won that game. I don't understand what happened. They played terrible. AD is always hurt. I don't know. I picked the Lakers to win before the series started, and then even more when Ja went down. But that's not good to lose that game. No Ja, no big man, and they went out there and lost. So I don't even know what's going on. Lakers, I feel like Lakers should win it in 5, but who knows with the way this team is so up and down. And then I don't know which LeBron I'm going to get. Am I going to get old LeBron? Am I going to get, 2018 LeBron? Who knows? But playoffs, the NBA playoffs have been very fun. That Knicks Cleveland series is going to be fun. The Suns Clippers series has been fun. It's fun to see KD and Durant going at it, former teammates battling out, Russell Westbrook is super high strung. KD wanted the more laid back guy, but he's sensitive too. Um, so here goes Smitty, man. What you doing, Smitty, man? You might as well jump on, bro. You talking all this junk. You hit me up in the DM, man. Let me know if you want to get on here. Get on here with me. I'm solo tonight, but it's all good. We're gonna get it done. But yeah, Quasi, that's a big win for you, man. Quasi, in week 16, Quasi needed that win. Back-to-back weeks, he needed wins. I could have wrapped the division up with a win last week. He beat me. Then he came back this week and got the victory over a tough Seahawks team and set itself up very well for the remainder of the season. I think his schedule is a little easier than mine after this Seahawks win because I didn't expect him to get that win. I thought that was an L. So his schedule was a lot tougher than mine. But then, like, his last two games are a lot easier than my last two games. So he could wind up winning this division. So we'll see what happens after the fact. So, but that's a good win for him, man. I do think that was a good win. One of the things I do want to talk about, man, I don't know if y'all saw this gambling thing, man, with the Lions. Jameson, bunch of, practice squad, wide receivers, everybody getting jammed up with the gambling. I didn't really read much into it, but apparently they were placing bets at the facility. They weren't betting on like football or whatever, but they were betting at the facility. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of mistakes, a lot of missteps when it comes to this gambling stuff because you don't really know. Some of these guys don't really know what the rules are, and some people don't look at what the next rules are, like what the rules are. They just, it's legal. I can bet. I'm not betting on football. I'm good. So I'm sure these guys thought they were good, and then wind up, boom, suspended 6 games. A couple guys cut. You got guys losing jobs over this stuff, man. And I feel like the NFL and all the major like leagues need to get a handle on it and figure out what the rules are going to be for their players. Because I don't feel like they should not be allowed to place bets, but just not be shady about it. That's probably what they want to do. Yo, nobody ever told me how I sound, man. What's my audio sound like? But shout out to everybody that's here, man. Shout out to Leatherhound. We're in episode 31, man. This thing is flying. And I know a lot of y'all got your emails from EA. It's been a rough cycle with Madden. A lot of franchise issues. We are primarily a franchise-based league. Comp, we got some pretty good rules. You can free roam in the field. We really put an emphasis on the user, being able to build your team how you want. And our rules are just basically to limit the cheese, limit the exploitations. And we miss some things. And a lot of the guys in the group do a good job of calling out guys for being goofballs. But yeah, EA sent out their email and they invited a bunch of people to the closed beta, talked about commissioner tools and stuff like that in the email. But the big thing I got from all this is Madden is 50% off this year. So Madden 24, 50% off. That's what I'm talking about. That's where that's the land I want to live in. We usually give away a copy of Madden. I don't know if I'm gonna do that this year because the game has been that bad. I don't want to put more money in their pockets. So we'll see. We'll talk about it with the commissioners and see how they want to proceed with that. But yeah, our last like serious season of the cycle is usually the one that's for the free copy of the next Madden. So this would be Madden 24. And I don't know if we're gonna do that, because everybody will qualify for the 50% off. everybody that's in our league, for the most part, should qualify for the 50% off. And you get an invite to the closed beta. The one thing I can say about the beta every year is it always like gets our hopes up, but then by the time we get to playing the game, we've gotten 2 updates, and it's a different game. Then 2 more updates, and it's a completely different game from the last time. So sometimes the beta just feels good. It feels like the most polished version of the game, only for it to be modified and changed and updated. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish there was some way to not like break the game with the updates and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys saw the Eric Rayweather video he put out with some rumor things coming for Madden 24. I'll let y'all check that out. We'll go over it next week with AC and Dro when they're here. It's a very good video. He always drops great content. Eric Rayweather on YouTube, one of the guys that we go to when you're looking for like the upcoming stuff and news about Madden. He does a good job of getting that information out to us. So we definitely appreciate that. But he did drop a nice video. We'll go over that video next week when I got my guys here with me. So shout out to AC, shout out to Dro. Wish I could have you guys here with me, but they have stuff they have to take care of, and the show goes on. So we're jumping into our Madden minute. Like I said, Leather Helmets is in week. Whoa, what happened to my screen here? We are in week 15. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Week 16. Sorry. So in week 16, let's talk about the AFC first. So the AFC, let me pull the full standings up. Conference, boom. You see here. So you see the Ravens at the top, 11-3, Bengals 10-4, Browns 10-4. Then you got a couple 9-5 teams, couple 8-6 teams, and then the bums of the bums. Now, Bills and Patriots will wind up being a 4th seed because someone with a losing record will win that division. Yuck. That's a sad division there. Jaguars and Colts are battling for the South. Chiefs is playing against itself over in the West. The AFC North is probably the toughest division over there. You see all those guys. You got 3 teams with 10 wins, and then the Steelers right there with 9 wins. So it's a chance that all 4 of those teams could make the playoffs over there. Wow. Very impressive. They like to claim that they're the best division. NFC East is battling against them. I would like to know what the head-to-head record is between the NFC and the AFC North this season. So we have to look that up. Over in the NFC, Falcons is looking to run the table. They just closed out a 3-point win, hitting the iced. It's like a 50-something yard field goal against the Bucks to close that win out. Cardinals at 12-2, having a great year. Seahawks are now 12-3. Bucks 11-4. Packers 10-4. Giants 10-5. Packers 10-5. And Cowboys 9-5. Eagles 8-6. Niners right there 7-7. So the Niners and the Cowboys do play. That's AC and myself. We do play tonight. I think he's going to be on in about 45 minutes, and we're going to knock that game out. I'm excited about that game. Must win for me, being as though Quasi, pulled out a tough victory. I can't lose another game. So you see it there. NFC, a lot real stacked at the top. AFC is 100% stacked in the AFC North. And then you got some stragglers there. I think Messi's is always a dark horse coming out of that AFC West because he doesn't really have much of a challenge over there. You see their game of the week, Giants, Seahawks. Looking over some stats. Bell and his QB doing very well this year. Marshawn Lynch over in Seattle, leading the league in rushing now. Wow. Clint Bradley had a big game, second in rushing. And of course, Chop is in the top 5 in rushing. Kenneth Walker's right there. So Drex has the number 3 quarterback, the number 1 running back, and the number 1 wide receiver. I smell cheese, man. Smell it, man. Limburger, cheddar, mozzarella. Is that what it is? Yeah. So week 16, a lot still available. So if you look at it here, Baltimore is in a fight for that division. Jacksonville and Indianapolis in the South. You can skip over that. Skip over that. Over here in the North, Green Bay and Detroit in a battle for that division. Atlanta and Tampa, well, that's pretty wrapped up. I think Atlanta's the only team that has clinched the playoff spot. Dallas and New York in a battle. Oh, Seattle and Arizona in a battle for the division. Wow, Drax. Oh, man. This is getting interesting down the stretch here, man. So that was the playoff picture. A lot of going on. You know, we're getting down to the crunch time, and this is the time of the year where, you know, people start positioning themselves, making moves, doing what they got to do to, you know, separate themselves as contenders. And there's some people who just want to get in. Yeah, they want to get in. They want to show what they can do in the playoffs. The regular season don't really matter to some of these guys. How they do it in the playoffs is, you know, pretty much what it boils down to. And you know, I don't know, man. Do you guys think the Hawks, the Seahawks, Drex, do you think they repeat? He's in the chat now saying his recent loss to the Giants was a very bad loss. I agree. The guy stinks. I had a very bad loss to him as well. I think I lost to him by 3. He's a stinky guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing good. You know, he's not good at anything. He can run the ball a little bit. You know, I'm lying. He can run the ball a little bit. But yeah, he stinks. He is stinky. Yeah. I don't think the Seahawks repeat. I think someone new emerges out of the NFC as a representative in a Super Bowl. You know, so whether it be Bosch, whether it be Undisputed, you know, Quasi may make it. You know, these are some guys that I think emerge and, you know, knock off either the Vex or the Vel or the Drex, combine those guys. You know, Roger has beaten Vel before in the playoffs, so we can see we can see something different this season in the NFC and the AFC. Guys got to show they're not afraid of Messi. They got to beat Messi. New Bengals user is came in, been smacking heads, so we're gonna see how he does when the playoff time comes. But excuse me, you got Messi's gonna be the top guy going into the playoffs over there. Then Smitty, and then I guess you gotta go. Yeah, where do you go from there? Bengals or Ray or, you know, I don't know. Slop's over there, but again, in the playoffs, he hasn't been able to do it. So I don't know. You know, I don't think the Hawks repeat. I think someone different goes through from the NFC, and I really don't know, man. You can flip a coin on who goes in the AFC until somebody beat Messi. Then that's what it is. Wait, what's the hell's going on? Dang, Kawhi Leonard's out again. Just got that. Kawhi Leonard is out for Game 4. All right, so what to expect the rest of the way for this cycle? I want us to get at least 2 more full seasons after this season. So we got one more season, then we'll have our final season, and then we'll kind of taper off and prepare for Madden 24. Right now we got some newer users in the league. I want to see these guys step up and earn their spot in the team draft. What it boils down to is participation. You earn your spot by what you do for the league and how you participate within what we got going on in the league. Showing up to these shows, showing up on the streams when we're streaming games. Just supporting the league is the kind of stuff that I'm looking for guys that want to be a part of this league. We put a lot into this. We take a lot of time, effort, and that's kind of what I'm expecting. Also want to refine the rules a little bit more, try some things out in preparation for Madden 24 this cycle. That's kind of what we do every year. When we get around this time, we start to try out new rules. The suggestion box gets a little bit more use. And I think this year alone, the suggestion box has been really helpful. I definitely appreciate some of the stuff that's put in there. Most of the time, it's just complaints. But when it is something valuable in there that we can use, I definitely appreciate that. So, that's one of the things that you can expect that will, look to improve the rules, improve the gameplay, improve the community going forward. And I do want to recruit, bring some new faces in, even if we're over 32. I mean, the cat itself is over 32 because you got some guys that drop off towards the end of the cycle and stuff like that. But I'm looking for the best 32 going into Madden 24. Also, we got to get our Hall of Fame induction going. I think we'll get the names out there, the nominees out there, maybe after Super Bowl week, during the first week of the offseason, get the names out after the commissioners vote on I guess we'll do the top 6 guys to see who gets into the Hall of Fame, Leather Helmets Hall of Fame. I think that's going to be fun. It's going to be the first actual Hall of Fame induction voted on by the community. So I think that's going to be fun. You by your peers, you're brought in, and you become a part of the Hall of Fame. So we definitely appreciate that. And we appreciate the guys who support right now. It's not really, much going on in the league but us playing. But, it's still like a lot of support. A lot of guys show up. We get pretty good turnouts for these shows. And then, like, even if guys don't show up for the show, like going back and watching, and I go back and look at the data, we get a good amount of people that go back and watch. So I do appreciate that as well. And it's a lot more live when there's more people on here. I know I'm kind of boring, run over my mouth a little bit, but I get it. It's much more fun when I got my guys here with me and we're feeding off each other. Pause. But yeah. MLB The Show. I wish I wish JaVale was in here because this guy's going crazy. Like almost done Team Affinity. Hold on, Quasi. So you think you, Drex? Well, Smitty's already in the Hall of Fame. So you, Drex, and Messi. It's gotta be 6 people. So I'm not mad at that list. I think Drex is guaranteed that he's going to be a candidate, a nominee. I think Drex is, if it was up to me, he'd definitely be a nominee for sure. But yeah, I like your list, but Smitty's already in there. Yeah, and like I said, back to the MLB The Show. Like JaVale is going crazy on his MLB The Show, and it's making me mad because I feel like I'm so far behind him in the grind process. Excuse me. Yeah, that was crazy. Team Affinity is a part of Diamond Dynasty that you have to complete so many objectives for every division in baseball. So each um, each division has separate objectives, and you got to go from 1% all the way to 100% for every single division. Hours upon hours, excuse me, hours upon hours of you know doing like side missions, mini seasons, head to head, and it's all with players out of the NL Central, NL East, things like that. You have to really, really lock in. How I build my rosters for my team affinity grind is I'll pick all players from NL East and just grind that one division. And it takes a lot longer doing it that way, but I'll knock out one division at a time. I don't know what Vel's doing, but he's down to like 2 divisions left. And it's crazy. So shout out to him. Frost, man, you definitely mentioned in there, man. You stepped up big this cycle. When we put the names out there, I'm sure your name will definitely come up in the nominees for the Hall of Fame this year around. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might not be playing at your level, what you're used to, but you've definitely been a huge contributor to the league. You see somebody like DC, Carl, who else is in that Hall of Fame right now? Myself, guys, we might not win a lot, you know what I'm saying, but we bring a lot to the league. So don't ever feel like what you do for the league is less than the guys that win. Because some of the guys that win don't do anything for the league. They just here play their games and keep it moving. So, shout out to you for the things that you do for the league outside of just playing your games. MLB The Show is getting fun. A lot of great cards out there. A lot of different ways you can go about building your team right now. You got the week 3 Topps Now players are available for April. And it's just like a lot of different ways that, you can build that team up when it comes to MLB The Show. And it's all done free. This is what I like MLB The Show's Diamond Dynasty better than I like Madden's MUT, because you can't build a competitive team on MUT without paying. I mean, you can, but it'll take a lot longer. It'll be much more frustrating to try to do it on Madden than you can do it on MLB, and I appreciate that about them. You can build a competitive team just by playing the game. They want you to play the game. You put the hours in. You can build your team without having to pay. Some guys like JB Slop, he chooses to pay. That's his choice. He's a stinky cheater. So that's what he likes to do. But guys that really like to get down to the nitty gritty and earn it, we do it. So I don't know what that says, Rex. But that's all I really got, man. Boz, you showing up, man. Like, I don't really got much going. I was giving you mad shout outs, Boz. You know what I mean? You holding it down. This is your year. You're taking the division away from this boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, stinky Seahawk guys is hip to the cheese. Shout out to you for doing it from the mud. You know what I'm saying? The cheesy Dreader cheese is being exposed. Nah, Boz, what's cap? I'm confused. I feel like, you know what I mean? This boy just took an L. You got 2 games up on him. So just hold on to it. Get the dub. Close up the season, division yours. Yeah. So some of the parting shots I got for this week, man, is we need more games for Leather Helmets TV. So when you guys see good games, recommend it. Go to the suggestion box. Hey, I want to see such and such versus such and such on the big screen, because I don't catch them all the time. And then sometimes I don't even think about it when it comes to, calling the games or whatever. But we need more games on Leather Helmets TV. If you want your game on Leather Helmets TV, I think that Drex, that your game versus Vail is a Leather Helmets TV candidate. let's get them on there. Let's get that game going. I can unveil your Super Bowl banner before that game. You know, I'll be overthinking the Super Bowl banners now, man, because I feel like they kind of all start to look the same, and I'll be trying to make them unique to the user. And you don't have a single uh you don't have a single like stock player on your team, so it makes it a little tough. So I found some things, but you know, I don't know. I'll be overthinking it. Um, I think it looks good, but we'll see when I unveil it. Hopefully, I'll get to unveil it before that game when I'm calling it. So we'll see what happens with that. But you got that big fight tonight, tomorrow night. Sorry, that's what I want to talk about. Drex, Dodge. Before I get to NCAA, I do want to talk about Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I don't know if you guys saw Shakur. Was it last week or the week before? Dominate random man. But Shakur is looking like a problem. But one thing I like about Gervonta, he's taking out the names. He went and got Rolly. Now he's going to get Garcia. I need to see you fight Haney or Shakur next, because these are the names. You guys are all in the same division. I think he knocks out Ryan Garcia. I don't think Garcia has the chin to stand up with him. I don't think Garcia has the defense to withstand the power of a Gervonta Davis. He might be faster. He's a skilled boxer, but again, I think pressure and power are going to be the difference tomorrow night, and he gets him out of there in 7. Gervonta Davis, round 7, knockout is my prediction. So you can book that. As far as NCAA, it's not coming out this year. It is coming out next year, according to EA. Again, that might not be the truth, because when it was announced last year, it was supposed to come out this year. But I don't know. I'm excited about it. We talked about it in the chat a little bit. Impact players, the first X Factors, they got everything that Madden is trying to do. They were doing it already in Dynasty. I don't think he said I got Tank, but I don't think Tank should go in there taking shots. Well, Tank gets hit a lot. He's a bit of a bruiser himself. Like, he'll take a shot to give a shot. So I just think if he stays on the outside, he's in way more danger than when he gets in the inside to be able to deliver his uppercuts to the body. And his uppercut is just the best uppercut in the game. So if he can deliver those uppercuts to the body, slow Ryan Garcia down, he gets him out of there in the middle rounds. So yeah, don't bring him. He don't want to do this in front of them, but he will. He let them know. You know what I'm saying? It's prize fighting, dummy. I fight for money. So, that's the fucking truth. Like, these guys come out there and try to do that nobility stuff. It's, all about the art. Man, that art, what's that art going to do for you when you out there with the, the shaky disease? What is it called? Like, your brain all jacked up because you took too many hits. Like, that ain't the art. But I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's good for boxing to have these fights. So all we need is Bud Crawford and Errol Spence to get it done. Like, those are the fights that need to happen. Wilder and Fury made it happen. Joshua's still ducking. So guys are out there, making fights happen. And boxing needs it. So definitely. Anyway, parting shots for this episode, man. Shout out to AC. Shout out to Dro. Shout out to the league. Appreciate everybody that stopped through tonight. My parting shots is go Beam Team, Kings in 5. Madden 24, I think, will be the best Madden of this decade. I do think they'll take all the good stuff, and this could be just me wishing. I do think they take all the good stuff from this Madden and build on it. I think what they spent, the time they're spending now, is solely focused on all the glitches that the franchise had, and they want to avoid that next Madden because I think without the glitches this season, we have a great Madden cycle because the game actually plays good. You know, I think X Factor should matter more, um, and the abilities should matter more. There's too many abilities that just don't mean anything. It's time to make those abilities matter. It's time for, if you pair certain abilities together, there's some type of boost. This ability works well with this. Like if I got balance beam with tank, I get a boost because I'm not falling down and I'm gonna keep running people over. Like something like Derrick Henry would have. Balance beam, tank with like freight train would be like the ultimate combination of abilities and X factors, and you get a boost. But there's also equally a negative to it. Like things could go wrong, injuries, fumbles, or there has to be like a penalty for the overusing or something like that. I think it's somewhere in there is a sweet spot for these overpowering abilities to make them, make it a strategy. I only want to use this at this certain time. I can't use it all game. You know what I mean? Oh snap! If the edge rusher has double or nothing in edge threat, if they don't time it right, they get pancaked. They lose all their fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Or they're out for a certain amount of plays or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just something to make it a little more challenging, a lot more strategy, and to make the X factors mean something. Make the X factors mean something. Make the abilities mean something. All of them. We shouldn't be just using the same ones every single year. Another important shot for me, man, is we'll continue to do this beyond Madden 23, and yeah, like we're here. We ain't going nowhere. Every Friday you're gonna catch us on here, either 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern, depending on what time we got available. And we're gonna show up weekly. We're gonna put the show on. We'll have guests when we have guests. We'll shoot the shit when we are able to shoot the shit, and we're gonna have a good time with it. I don't have nothing more to do. You know what I'm saying? I got my evenings back. I got my weekends back. So we here, man. I want to get these games called. I got some cool stuff coming for the broadcast. You know, nice little intro video that is being worked on, and I'm excited about it. I've seen some other leagues. Shout out to AGS and Night Screen. They unveiled their intro video, and it just made me want ours even more. You know what I mean? Like I was like, yo, this is fire. I think back to when Snipes first unveiled his intro video. Like it was like, yo, like this is big time stuff that make you excited about what you're about to watch, and just bringing the energy when I'm doing the broadcast. Because that's big too. Having the energy, keeping you guys involved in the broadcast, get my graphic game up, get my all that stuff up. You know what I mean? Like it's piece by piece. We're building brick by brick over here, man. And we've had our hiccups, but we're still here. We're still building, and it's only gonna get more fire. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the league, and that's all I got for the night. We're gonna clap it up for us, and just like that, calling it good night, brother.